On April 3, 2026, a sudden anomaly in a political prediction market derailed the Colorado Republican governor's race. This chart shows the market probabilities for candidates 𝗞𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 and Victor-Marx. Throughout a single day, the green and orange trend lines undergo erratic spikes and crashes. Within hours, opposing political operatives utilize this market data to launch multi-platform attacks, accusing Bottoms of lying about his standing. The narrative quickly entered the mainstream. This post from reporter �y'𝗂𝗋 brands the Bottoms campaign's internal data as entirely fabricated. The precise timing between these market shifts and the subsequent media response suggest an operation designed to exploit an illiquid market. The Kalshi, Colorado governor market was a low-volume environment with only $17,000 in total historical activity. In markets this thin, the visible percentages displayed on the dashboard do not always represent actual dollars traded. To find the truth, we have to look at the Kalshi Trade API logs. These server records track the discrepancy between what a market displays and the trades that actually clear the order book. A forensic audit of these logs reveals that the entire day's media narrative was manufactured using less than $300 in capital. This is narrative arbitrage, the use of low-cost financial manipulation to manufacture the synthetic data used to drive high-impact media narratives. This pane shows the market at 11:10 a.m., where Scott Bottoms suddenly surges to a 55% lead. The API logs tell a different story. Despite the 55% figure shown to the public, 0 trades were executed prior to this time on April 3rd. This spike was achieved through order book spoofing. An attacker places aggressive resting bids on a candidate, pushing the implied probability up without matching a seller. By withdrawing existing liquidity, they create a vacuum, spiking the price without spending a cent. This manufactured surge served as the bait. It lured the Bottoms campaign into designing and publishing a promotional graphic based on a statistical mirage. This chart captures the afternoon reversal. Hours after the campaign shared their lead, the market inverted. Bottoms dropped to 20%, and Victor-Marx shot up to 84%. API forensics confirm that, once again, the trade log shows 0 executed trades during this massive swing. This second spoofing maneuver provided the visual evidence for a coordinated information attack. This post shows political consultant 𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫 blasting the manipulated screenshots across platforms, specifically targeting high-profile media targets like �y'𝗂𝗋. The attacker used the market as a temporary staging ground to generate the screenshots required for an organized social media swarm. This post from �y'𝗂𝗋 argues that the campaign's graphic was fabricated because the candidate totals added up to 139%. This claim reflects a misunderstanding of prediction markets. Candidates are not part of a single pie chart. They have independent yes-no contracts. Because of the bid-ask spread and the platform's vigorish, the implied probabilities across these independent contracts routinely sum to more than 100%. Clark eventually deleted his post, acknowledging the error. This lack of financial literacy in the press allows spoofed API data to be laundered into validated news. Real capital finally entered the market on the evening of April 3rd, starting at 6:46 p.m. The dump began with Victor-Marx. An entity deployed $192.15 to buy no contracts, forcing his price to crash. Exactly 1 minute later, a synchronized barrage of 15 yes contracts hit Scott Bottoms, sweeping the order book for $94.78. Notably, 0 trades were executed on the third candidate, Barbara Kirkmeyer, isolating the activity to only 2 participants. The total cost to execute this multi-platform political scandal was $286.93. The final footprint in the logs appeared the following day, April 4th, at 1:51 p.m. This chart shows a jagged recovery for Victor-Marx as the entity bought a massive barrage of yes contracts, systematically unwinding the positions they took the night before. This unwind proves the attacker had 0 interest in the long-term outcome of the market. The market was simply a tool used to establish a narrative, then abandoned the moment the screenshots were secured. 5 days earlier, Victor-Marx posted that, "You won't hold a fake narrative without losing money." The events of April 3rd show that, in the era of social media, an attacker only needs to hold a narrative long enough to hit print screen. As long as these markets remain illiquid, they are no longer passive barometers. They are highly weaponizable vectors for information warfare.